Owning your own business can be stressful enough with all of the tasks of running your own business, but also taking into consideration your small business finances can easily push you over the limit for keeping your cool. Even if you enjoy what you're doing, feeling overwhelmed can happen so suddenly, and it isn't good for anyone. Today, we're going over a few tips to ensure you don't slip into having feelings of overwhelm in your small business. Because we know when this happens, you start to procrastinate, and those feelings just start to snowball into more and more overwhelm, and it's difficult to make good business decisions. Listen in today and find out what you, as a small business owner, an online virtual bookkeeper, a virtual assistant, or solopreneur, can do as soon as you start to feel stressed or overwhelmed from managing all the roles of owning a business so that you can successfully follow through with your small business finances as well as other important areas of your small business. You're listening to the Mastering Your Small Business Finances podcast, where we get straight to the point on topics that ultimately affect your bottom line. That's right, as an entrepreneur with a small business, money management, growth, marketing, they all affect your bottom line. I'm your host, Chris Ponick. I'm a certified public accountant, and I've been helping small business owners like you navigate and easily understand these complicated topics for over 25 years. I'm a wife, a mom, a grandmother, and a small business owner myself, so I know your time is valuable. In my free time, I make the best sugar cookies and have mastered an amazing chocolate chip cookie recipe. And that's not just my opinion. You're in the right place. I promise your time will be well spent here. Each week, you'll gain confidence and clarity while making a successful impact on your business and grow your bottom line. Get comfy, grab a cookie, and let's get straight to the point with this week's episode. Are you looking for a computerized software solution to do your bookkeeping? I highly recommend checking out QuickBooks Online. I've been using QuickBooks myself for over 20 years, and they really know how to streamline processes and make your bookkeeping and recording your transactions simple and easy. QuickBooks is one of the top software solutions used by small business owners, and I would say that over 95% of my clients are currently using QuickBooks for their businesses. One of the features most of my clients and I take advantage of is the option to set up bank feeds. You simply link your bank account to your QuickBooks account, and QuickBooks will automatically import each transaction into your QuickBooks file. You'll save a ton of time not having to manually enter each of these transactions. You simply review each of the transactions and make sure they're getting recorded to the appropriate account, and then click one button and they're in. Want to know more? Head over to financialadventure.com/QuickBooks and learn how you can save 50% off of your first 3 months. Welcome back. This is the time of the year when I see many clients start to feel overwhelmed with all their bookkeeping and financial tasks. I get it, and to be honest, this is the time of the year when I personally feel overwhelmed as well. It's important to dig deep and find out what's causing your overwhelm. But most often, it's your to-do list or task list that's causing the anxiety. It's the beginning of the year. We're frantically trying to catch up on everything tax-related so we can have our tax returns processed on time, and we still need to keep up with all the day-to-day business obligations. And there's so many due dates to keep track of. If you have the opportunity to delegate some of your workload, obviously, this would be your best option. My goal for this episode is to help you, the solopreneur, small business owner, bookkeeper, or virtual assistant, find a few solutions to use when you recognize that very first sense of being overwhelmed and stressed. So take a deep breath and let's get started. Follow the money. What a better way for you to stop feeling overwhelmed than to do something that will actually make you money or increase your cash flow. I know there's a lot of responsibilities small business owners have that aren't sexy, but I think all small business owners are willing and ready to make money, right? So, we'll start with the low-hanging fruit. If you have a list of projects that need to be done, start with one that you know will make you money. Better yet, if you have a few projects that need to be done that will make you money, choose the one that will make you the most money. Some tasks might not actually make you money, but if it helps with your cash flow, it might be motivating as well. It could be as simple as recording your invoices and getting them sent out to your customers, which will in turn increase your cash flow. Money motivates many people, and if you find this is a motivator for you, use it to your advantage. Prioritize your tasks each and every day. I have days when one item on my list is a low priority, and the very next day it's a high priority. There's nothing like lighting a little fire under you to get you going again. Don't get too overwhelmed by the number of tasks that you have on your list. Just take the top 3 and see if there's any way you could get those accomplished in one day. Do this every day, and your list will start to dwindle down. Make sure your tasks are all in alignment with your goals for your business. When you look at your list as a whole, it can get very stressful. But when you really focus on just 3 things, it turns into a very doable list, and it will help you eliminate any busy work that you might be doing throughout the day. You may also want to take a look at your list and decide your top 3 tasks the night before, so you're ready to hit the ground running in the morning. Tackle the big one. There will be times when you feel so overwhelmed by the amount of time it's going to take you to get everything done on your list. In reality, when you break down all the tasks you need to get done, you find you only have a few items on your list, but one is a huge project. I personally find that if I tackle that one big project that's causing most of the burden or overwhelm, I feel so much better. Not only is that big project done, when I look at the next items on my list, they seem so small and easy to manage. It's hard to get going, but once you eliminate any distractions, get started, and build momentum, before you know it, you're crossing that one big project off your list and the weight on your shoulders starts to get lifted. Sometimes the feeling of overwhelm will cause you to procrastinate. Yes, procrastinate. This only causes your overwhelm and additional problems to grow. My tip here is to just start. Take, for instance, if you're like me and you don't really like to exercise, you may have heard a recommendation similar to this before, but it does work. They say when you don't want to exercise, if you tell yourself to just do something for a short amount of time, this will get your mind going, and before you know it, you're doing it for a longer period of time. I know I do this with the treadmill. I'm not a big exerciser. I find if I just get on the treadmill and tell myself I only need to walk for 10 minutes, it isn't so bad. And I often will end up walking for a much longer period of time. And I feel much better. The key here is to just get started. So, start with something small. If you know your mail is getting behind and the bills need to get paid, try telling yourself you'll just take 10 minutes to start opening the mail. Hopefully this will cause you to get into the groove, and before you know it, you have all the mail opened, sorted, and you might possibly even get to those bills that need to get paid. That's a win that will surely start to turn those feelings of overwhelm around. Writing it down. I find myself thinking about things I need to get done at all times of the day. I'm not sure why, but most of them seem to come to me as soon as I step into the shower. You know, someone should invent a way to take notes in the shower. Or maybe it's already out there. I should really investigate this. Anyway, don't make yourself try to remember every single little thing you have in your head. Write them down as soon as you think of them, or put them in your planner. Once they're out of your head and written down, you'll start to release some of those overwhelming feelings. Schedule some time for yourself and think about what you're grateful for. This may sound counterintuitive, but if you take the time to refresh and revive yourself and think about how grateful you are to have such a successful business, with the opportunity to have a busy season like you're currently in, you'll find you have more energy to jump back into that project list. I'm a firm believer that you need to schedule time into your day, or even schedule a mental health day for yourself. Pamper yourself. Practice meditation or yoga. Take a walk. Do some leisurely reading, or spend some time with family and loved ones. You may even find that you're more creative and productive when you know there's some time carved out each and every day for yourself to escape the normal work day and do something that you love. And don't forget to set boundaries. Everyone has the same amount of time in a day. If someone asks you to do something that doesn't align with your business or personal goals, it's okay to say no. Lastly, every day is a new beginning. Don't let the prior crazy day with all the voice messages, emails, and fires that you're putting out disrupt how your new day will go. Start each day fresh. Have a plan and crush those feelings of overwhelm. If you haven't received your copy of the 5 Essentials for Stress-Free Bookkeeping, be sure to go to financialadventure.com/5essentials. That's the number 5 Essentials. ESSENTIALS. These 5 essentials will also help you to alleviate feelings of stress and overwhelm in your business. All right, to recap this episode. Number 1, follow the money. Do something that will actually make you money or increase your cash flow. Number 2, prioritize your tasks each and every day because you know they're going to change. Number 3, tackle the big one. Not only when that big project is done will you feel better, but when you look at the next items on your list, they'll seem smaller and easy to manage. Number 4, just get started. Start with something small, and before you know it, you'll be crossing other items off your list. Write it down. As soon as you think of something, write it down or put it in your planner. Get it out of your head so you don't have to worry about it. Number 6, schedule time for yourself and think about what you're grateful for. And you know I'm going to ask, what's at least one thing you're going to take away from this episode that will help your business succeed and grow your bottom line? If you need some accountability, join our private Facebook community and post your action item. We'd love to support you. Thanks for taking the time to tune into this episode of Mastering Your Small Business Finances. If you enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed creating it for you, I'd love for you to give it a 5-star rating and subscribe to the show so you never miss an episode. Visit financialadventure.com for the show notes, links from this episode, and while you're there, leave a comment if you have a topic you're interested in learning more about that affects your bottom line. If you're looking for a community where you can ask questions and get feedback about your small business, join my private Facebook group. You can find the links to this group and more on financialadventure.com. And remember, any financial information shared on this podcast is not to be considered professional, financial, or tax advice and should not be solely relied upon. Please consult your CPA or tax advisor for an opinion on your specific circumstances. I'm looking forward to having you tune in next time. Until then, dream big, follow your heart, and love what you do.